Well, if you're like us, thus far this deer season has been one of the warmest I can remember for the early part of the season. I remember last year we had some really good cold fronts, and October was incredibly cold. Thus far, we've been at the normal high or above the normal high for most of the fall. So it's been remarkable to me to see all of the success all of the Drury Outdoors teams have had. We've been all over the country, I think 6 or 7 different states, plus we've been to southern Alberta. We just went to Kansas last week with Matt, and then of course on his lease there in Missouri, a Giant Falls. There have been some monster deer already falling within this series, and this one's no exception to that rule. 2 really big bucks and 2 little bitty guys. We're going with Henry Lurk and we're going with Trevyn Bothun. One of them is in Missouri, one of them's in Iowa. And I think it's so important to note just what the states have done across the country to allow these youth seasons to be open and to get out there ahead of a lot of the other hunting pressure. And I think that's important. Whenever you're taking young children out there, it's great to get out there when you know you could have success. The deer are on a pattern, they're coming to food sources, the targets are going to be moving slower, and I think these types of things are key and very important to make sure you can go out and have success. Now, in Henry's case, he's hunting during the regular Missouri archery season. His dad, Jared, as everyone knows within our series, knows how to get on big whitetails, and you'll see that's exactly what happened when he and Henry go out. In Trevyn's case, he's got one of the best whitetail killers as a dad in the country, Eric Bothun. Both of these guys know how to make it happen. It's one we are so proud to offer here within Deer Season 21.
We finally got the weather we needed. Highs have been in the low to mid 90s today. The high's 72 degrees, northwest wind. Got my little mini-me there. Henry, what you think, bud? I'm trying to sneak into this blind here.
We've got high hopes and mega anticipation. DeerCast is calling for great. All of the variables are lining up. Reduced cloud cover, deer like sun. They just do. They don't like 90 degrees, but they like a 20 to 25 degree cool off. Sunny, no cloud cover, rising barometric pressure. Those are all prescriptions for success, and DeerCast will tell you just that.
Malfunctions with the camera. There's a malfunction.
What do you think, bud? What do you think's gonna happen tonight?
I hope we get one.
Just one?
I hope we get 2, because then we can do the same as last year.
What happened last year?
So, last year in the first 5 minutes, we got a doe. Then we had to wait for like an hour. And then I stand up and I just see a rack of antlers smoking out from behind. He comes into the field, and then when I shoot him, Dad says that was truck, and I just started shaking. I feel like I was gonna knock the blind down.
So what do you think's gonna happen tonight?
We're gonna get one, I hope.
I hope so too, bud.
We didn't get one last time on opening day, but...
It was a little warm. Tonight it's much better weather, more conducive to September whitetails.
And we had a 22 temperature.
22 degree temperature drop from yesterday to today. Radishes, deer radishes, and sugar beets and winter bulbs in front of us, so let's hope for the best.
What is that? Oh, that's the doe.
Yeah, she's at 40.
You ready?
Just wait a second. Okay. Just real steady.
I smoked her.
Yep.
I just smoked a giant doe. That was so quick.
Good job.
Oh my God. That was perfect as well. It looked like.
That was a great shot.
Now we wait. We've got a doe down. Can we get a buck tonight too? Seconds turn into minutes, minutes turn into hours, and when you're sitting there with an impatient 10-year-old, even though he's got his iPad, it is a long sit.
most heavy. The 2 hunts that I've actually had high kill deers, they both had 2 deer dead in both. This is only a second day we've gone hunting this year.
What do you think, little dude?
This is so much fun. I feel like I could throw this thing right now. I feel like I could throw this entire planet at it.
Why? Because there's so much stuff on there right now.
Yes.
Good job, buddy. Buddy, give me a hug. I'm so proud of you.
This is literally the second you're shaking as well.
I'm shaking a lot. I'm shaking a lot.
It's the second time that it's my turn to kill deer. Like that I've actually shot a deer. And only 2 ones that I've shot deer, there's both been a buck and a doe dead. And they both been big bucks as well and big does.
Bam! Smoked him. Oh man, we are excited. How about Henry's reaction? Let's go find that deer.
Look at that.
Hold on a second here. Let me look at this.
Is that the doe?
That's got more guts on it than it should.
Is that bad?
Yeah,
Oh no.
that's all right.
Why is it bad? Does that mean I shot it bad?
But wait a minute. We get to the arrow and there's grit and stomach and guts on it. Maybe he didn't hit it where I think he did.
All right, how about that? An evening for Mr. Henry Lurk. We call him Hammer and Hank. The doe is down. The buck, that might be a liver hit, so they're going to give him the appropriate amount of time and then go in there and try and recover that deer. But that's something else, getting these kids started at a young age, go out and kill a doe and a buck the same night. He did the same thing last year. So Jared, good job guiding. Now all you got to do is recover both of them.
Update, a little bit of an intermission. Here we're gonna teach you all to learn from the mistakes we made, okay? We get to the arrow last night. I'm thinking it should be covered in blood. It's not. It's covered in grit and grime and smells like a sewage treatment plant. I know not to track. Henry's saying don't track, and I did it anyway. We go 50 yards in, jump the deer. So no blood leaving the trail. The only thing you can do, really the only thing I can do, what I had success with in the past, call the game warden, get permission, and we've got John, Tracker John, with his bloodhound Willa, and he's gonna help us find the deer this morning. But I messed that up. I should have analyzed DeerCast track. After the fact, I called Mark. He said, you should have analyzed DeerCast track. I didn't. That resource is there for all of you guys. Plug it in, and then you hopefully won't make the same mistakes I made on behalf of Henry. But I do feel like this morning, we're gonna find that deer.
You got it, Henry. There's your doe.
That was
The
good.
doe.
That one.
The doe.
Why?
Good girl, Willa.
How did she go?
All right, Tracker John, he's got the doe. We found Henry's doe. Everybody's excited. We're happy. Let's see if we can get after that buck. Still looking. We're trusting the dog's nose and John's 20+ years of experience. I met John in 2008 on Corkscrew.
7.
Sorry, I met John in 2007 on Corkscrew, and here we are in 2021, Henry's 10, tracking the deer we call Big Boy.
John, where are you?
To the west ahead of you.
To the west ahead of us.
I've got blood.
Oh,
Got blood.
ask him again. What?
Coming.
What'd he say?
He's got blood.
Ask him how much.
Blood.
How much?
Got blood to the west.
There's nothing better when you hear that radio, because John's a good bit ahead of us with Willa on the leash, and you hear him say blood, 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 and then soon he goes, what?
This one was over here.
We don't know. We don't know. We worked all these other trails out. Excitement. We were at the lowest of lows because it took us forever to find this deer, and then excitement goes to the high. Tracker John and Willa saved the day. Well, Henry Thomas, did we have a September to remember this
Yeah.
year? Tell us why.
Because I killed a 12-pointer.
A mainframe 8 with 5 kickers, 6.5-year-old whitetail. When he first walked on the field, I thought it was a deer we called Tippy. It's not. Tippy's a 10-pointer. This is the mainframe 10. This is a mainframe 8. 6.5 years old, scored 151 inches. We hunted for 70 seconds, and Henry killed the doe, like literally got in. She was 37 yards, dropped perfectly into the arrow, and then we waited another couple, 3-4 hours for that buck 30. And 4 does scored it on the food plot. I told Henry, get up, get ready, and he said, why, is a coyote coming? And I said, no, big buck, big boy. Little Henry put the hurting on him with his mission crossbow, and the rest, as they say, is video history. It's a September to remember, and you've got to love it.
And I predicted the future. I said we're gonna jump him when we did.
Henry knew, and Dad didn't listen, and next time I will. Moral of the story, check DeerCast track before pursuing a hit animal.
The results are in.
DeerCast said it was supposed to be a great night.
Well, here you go.
DeerCast said great.
It doesn't exist anywhere else but in DeerCast.
Hunters love DeerCast's exclusive deer movement forecast. Get ahead of your game with DeerCast.
Let's do it, buddy.
All right. It is September 25th. We got a nice west wind here tonight. It's the last cool day before it starts to get hot again. And I brought my little man in. It's 20 after 5. We snuck in here at the building site here. There's been some really nice bucks coming out of the bedding here into my radishes and my standing beans. I put this plot close to the bedding, designed kind of for him because he doesn't like to sit very long, so that's why we come in here really late and gambled. But there's already deer moving, and it's the perfect spot to take a little kid hunting. So a little bit of luck, who knows, maybe he'll come in, or with his luck some big one or something will come in. Hard to tell, but it should be fun either way, right? Hold on, I have to try to unfog this window.
Dad, quit shooting him.
Yes. Alright. I don't know where he went, but
He ducked out.
alright. Did you see him?
Yeah.
You did? You saw him?
Oh,
On top of the hill?
yeah, I seen him.
He looked pretty big, didn't he?
Yeah.
Alright, we got him. There's the buck coming right there.
Yeah.
Hold on, bud.
Wait, Dad.
What?
Is he still too hard to shoot?
Yeah.
No, it'll be closer. Closer still. Then still.
Yeah. Alright, hold on. Alright, hold on, bud. I'm just gonna move. Hold on. Don't move.
Can I shoot him?
No. He's facing us, buddy. You gotta make sure they're broadside. Put it on him where you have it right now, and then we'll look. Don't move.
So right when he turned your broadside.
I'll tell you.
Your broadside.
Alright, there we go. No, he's not yet. Alright, now he's broadside. When he stops to eat, we'll shoot him. You gotta...
What?
Just hold on.
Can I shoot?
Alright, shoot.
Dang it.
Did you miss him?
He went down.
No, he didn't. I can't. I'm not sure, buddy.
What?
I think so, yeah. I think he smoked him, but I can't tell. I think he laid down there, buddy, but I can't tell if he walked off or not. I need to put the safety back on. Make sure the safety's on.
Why don't you just quick walk out there and check?
You can't, buddy. We can't.
Why?
Because Make sure. Alright, safety's on. Give me some skin, buddy. I think you got him.
Wait, yeah, I see something laying on the ground.
Yeah, I think you got him, though, buddy.
I do too, but I hope we don't have to sit here for too long. I just really want to go check.
Maybe your lucky tooth falling out helped you. Just figure out what the blood's at. Trevyn, hold on. Huh? What's that?
I see it.
Oh, that's a big old buck. Go get behind him. Jeepers. D-Dog, pick him up. Man, oh man, that's a stud. Pick him up again, bud.
Well, here it is the next night, the 26th. He actually shot the deer last night, but we didn't have lights, so we decided to come out and take the ice off him and get good pictures tonight. You made a really good shot on him last night. We were actually sitting there waiting for a couple big 8-pointers to come, and I got a couple pictures of this deer. It was the biggest one we had pictures of, and I never thought in a million years we'd ever see him come over the hill, but we were only blind, I don't know, 45 minutes probably. We got in there really late, and I looked up over the hill and I could see this rack coming over. I knew exactly which buck it was, and you know, we let him come into the beans and feed for a while, fed off, or he kind of was going towards the woods, wasn't he? He looked like he must have seen another buck. So we kept yelling at him and whistling at him to get him stopped. And finally, we whistled at him one more time, and you shot and made a really good shot, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you shoot your 350 Legend pretty dang good, don't you? You love that gun. You've got 3 bucks, and how old are you now?
6.
6 years old, right? So you're doing pretty well, bud. You gotta thank your lucky stars. You might go a couple years and not shoot another nice buck like this, but the stars aligned and we were able to put a beautiful buck down, and what an awesome night it was, wasn't it? I'm proud of you, buddy. You did a good job. Dad's proud of you.
Man, just an exclamation point already on the early part of the season here within deer season 21. Here in the Midwest, both Missouri and Iowa, congratulations, Henry. Congratulations, Trevyn. Way to make all of us proud. And I can't wait for the next installment. It's being worked on right now. Myself and Perry Batten head to the great state of Missouri, and he's up to bat. And on top of that, Coon Dog's in that series, and he's a little bit of a buzzkill, if you know what I mean. You got to check it out to find out what I'm talking about. Perry's going to make it happen. Coon Dog's in camp, so you know it's going to be fun on the next installment of Deer Season 21. It's being produced right now. It'll be out in a few days.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of Deer Season 21 is brought to you by MOTV. For access to all our Drury Outdoors TV shows, head over to the MOTV app today.